Hello guys, I'm Hesmiyu and welcome to another episode of Narcissu Side Second. This time it is chapter 11, Vintage Wine. Very loud in my ears, that better? The sea breeze stopped and a long summer day began drawing to a close. Around ran the waves, the sky, and everything that could be seen was stained orange. Well, getting to a good enough time, I guess. As she spoke, Himiko-san once again went to get a hacksaw. For an already sparsely travelled place, she probably had been waiting for this even more opportune time. And in the middle of that, a single car came down the road in front of us. For some reason, it was headed straight for where we were. Who is it going to be? Looks like a car's come. That's odd. Someone stopping in a place like this. What stopped before our eyes was an unknown subcompact car. What does a subcompact car look like? Beyond the lace curtains, what could be seen in the car were lots of stuffed toys and numerous accessories. That was, without a doubt, a car of someone with girlish interests. Strange car. Indeed, in this day and age, paid cars with free interiors just don't exist anymore. In front of the car that stopped before us, we both gave our impressions. And then, the owner of the strange car slowly opened the door. Hey, you're looking well. Ah, you're Yuka. I didn't expect her to return. What a coincidence, meeting you in such a place. I have a feeling Himiko-san's younger sister has something to do with it. Thoughts? Yes, an unbelievable coincidence. That's a Renault in the background. Maybe think of the kind of cross between the Megane and the Clio. It seemed to be someone Himiko-san knew. Who was this? A short, cute-looking person who looked good in the frilly clothing she wore. Himiko-san herself said she knew many people at the hospital, but the person before my eyes didn't seem like that sort of person. By the way, what's with that tacky car? Right, you. It's better than your junker. And hey, even though it looks like this, it's a new car. And geez, don't make a paper driver drive long distances. And you should think about your age, okay? Your age. What was this? This feeling? It seemed like an argument, and also didn't seem to amount to a conversation, and yet, somehow, it just didn't feel like that at all. Phew, but well, how should I say? Yuka. Thanks. What are you saying all of a sudden? This and that. It must have been you who maintained the Unos for me, right? I know nothing about that. Probably just a coincidence. Well then, I will also leave it at that for you. They're very happily conversing Himiko-san, and of all the times that I've seen Himiko-san up till now, this expression was the first. And the person she spoke to, by her words, she was always angry, but it didn't feel like that at all. Well, I'll be going. The door opened and slammed shut again. With just that little conversation, the woman quickly got back into her own car. And if, might she not have known just why she had even come? But, in truth, didn't she want to talk more? She probably wanted to spend much more time together. For some reason, I felt that way, and couldn't help but turn to Himiko-san and open my mouth. Hey, is it okay to part like this? Thoughts. There wasn't any particular reply. She just continued to gaze at that person. In truth, didn't she want to talk more? I hesitated in even uttering those words. Somehow, I sensed that I shouldn't intrude. And then, the car that I thought was going to leave, the briefly closed driver's side window opened one more time. Hey, Himiko. Yes, I know. Thoughts. Just exchanging those words, both of them fell silent. Both Himiko-san and the unknown woman who made a face near tears. In a world where everything that could be seen was stained orange, only the crashing of waves and the cries of seagulls sounded. And then, as the driver's side window closed, Dots. I'll see you then. With those last words, she once again returned to the road. Silly, as always. Just because I said not to come to the 7th floor, to come all the way to such a place. That person just now was, indeed, a bit not true to herself, but really a very kind person who let perfect attendance slip by. Perfect attendance? Yes, and my number one best friend. Himiko-san slowly murmured. Her eyes were gentle, but somewhere lonely. Phew, and thanks to that, the remaining 3 has become 2. It wasn't the pineapple tree? Oh, that's one too, but it's different from that. Just one more time, I wanted to meet again. There's my best friend, you see. And then, the orange-coloured scenery slowly changed to blue. Already, the seabird and the cicadas' cries had disappeared, and the only sound of the waves hung over the beach. Within that, the 2 of us were still at that place. The rough sound of soaring filled the air. Phew, guess it really wasn't a pineapple tree. Pity. What a pity. Her words said that, but it certainly didn't sound like it. Instead, Himiko-san sounded like she was ill, as if she were having fun. First, that is not even a 1 centimeter cut. It's fine. Anymore and you feel sorry for the tree, right? Then, from the start you didn't have to cut it. No way. Nothing should be just without trying. Depends what the thing is. And then, with the lightly skipping steps, he began walking towards the water's edge. Look, Since we've come all the way to the sea, let's play before we go back. She splashed into the water. Hey, cold! Hey, Satsumi, you come too. It's cold and feels good. At the water's edge, barefoot, and raising the hem of her pajamas, Himiko-san seemed to be having fun. Could it be that in reality, testing the pineapple trees didn't matter at all? For me, I couldn't imagine the reason, but it might have been that she wanted an excuse, whatever it was, to go outside. To meet the best friend, my bet. And separate from my inner thoughts, Himiko-san was enjoying herself at the water's edge. I smiled. It was just, even though I didn't understand plenty, there was one thing that I understood. A figure of Himiko-san right now before my very eyes. Without a doubt, a few months later, this person will disappear. Ouch. That sunny smile, the gentle patting on my back, the warmth in that hand will disappear. Only that was unmistakable. Hey, what are you doing to put in the mood over there? Himiko-san started splashing water. Oh, you can hear that, oops. If you don't come, I'm really gonna splash you. Alright already. Having been prodded, I also took off my shoes and headed to the water's edge barefoot. Aha! Well, it feels good, doesn't it? It's cold and feels good. I washed my feet in the waves. The feel of the sand, the cold evening water, both felt good. I'll take out my throat so I can take a quick drink. Let's see if that helps. How many years was it since I've been in the sea like this? I wonder. When will be the next time I can come to the sea like this? I wonder. Now, we've finally gotten revved up. And then, from the convenience store bag in her hand, Himiko-san took out something. Just when I wondered what it was, ta-da! And here, alcohol makes its appearance. Come, you hold a glass too. But me and alcohol. Oops. Oopsie. Don't worry. We just discovered the truth behind pineapples after all. And besides, this is an 8-year-old wine. So how is that vintage? With an overflowing gusto, she half forcibly poured me a glass. The clear red wine seemed overlaid with the beautiful colour of the moonlight's blue. The two of us waded into the sea to our ankles and took up our glasses. By the way, Satsumi, you're how old now? 15. Oh, that's her age. I didn't make any comments. Well then, you're an 8-year-old wine and a 15-year-old. Our glasses clinked together. And to my life too. Now was I Himiko-san or Satsumi? The moon floating in the cloudy summer sky illuminated the dark beach. The 10 things to do before dying. 3 weeks ago, I was told to go along with the remaining 3. And now, the pineapple tree and best friend were cleared, leaving what appeared to be one more. For me, I didn't know what that was, but the day for doing that last one might not be that far off. And after some time passed, Himiko-san was still happily walking along the water's edge. Suddenly her feet stopped and turned this way. Hey, Satsumi, just if I go into the sea like this, do you think I can die comfortably? Over there, the expression that had been on her face just before had disappeared. Hey, at that time, would you stop me? Lots. If you really wanted to die, you would have dove into the sea long ago. Lots. You, always the cool one, aren't you? As she spoke, she splashed her way back. And Yokoisho. No, there isn't any particular meaning in this. I guess it's just like just one word that they just call out. And then, while drying her wet feet with a towel, she sat down next to me. And now, we're revving up again, right? In contrast to her words, she spoke calmly, and turned to face the one who'd fallen silent, me. It's okay, you've got them, right? Plenty of things you want to ask. Given a small nod, I slowly opened my mouth. From long before, there had been many things I wanted to ask Himiko-san. When you heard you were going to die, did you cry? Oops. Well, a bit. Then, were you bitter, asking why only me? That's a hard question. Well, let me ask you. When you say bitter, bitter at whom? Huh? I didn't know. That was my reaction to unexpected question. Indeed, if God exists, then I might be bitter. Even though you're a former Catholic, you don't believe in the existence of God? No, I believe, even as a former Catholic. Probably, God exists. But, you see, it looks like he's very busy, that God. Or maybe, he just doesn't care, perhaps. She continued to speak softly, as if talking to herself. That face, illuminated by the moonlight, felt somehow lonely and philosophical. Hey, Satsumi. Do you know A Dog of Flanders? A Dog of Flanders? Yes, it's a pretty famous story, so you probably know it. More or less. At the sudden words, answered with the slightest of nods. When I was young, I think I watched an anime broadcast of it. I believe it was a story about a child who lost his family, Nello, and his dog, Petrash. Nello, Petrash and Alois. Who do you want to be? Or who don't you want to be? The ones who ultimately died, Nello and Petrash. Then the two's best friend, Alois. I didn't want to die. But even saying that, I didn't want to be the one left behind, Alois. I don't want to be any of them. Well, that's an impossible arrangement. Why? People have only these three choices. As Himiko-san answered, her face was different from usual. The expression that she occasionally showed, a very strict expression, was there. We're starting to get to the darker parts. The going into the sea part reminds me of Narcissu Side 1. Been a while since I played that one, but is Setsumi, if I remember right, Setsumi is the one that is in Side 1, correct? I wonder how heavy the next 8 chapters, well 9 chapters including chapter 12 will be. It will be interesting to find out. We'll find out what will happen next one in the next episode for chapter 12, Nello and Alois. So I hope you found this episode interesting. That's it for this time. I'm Hesmiyu. Goodbye.